Welcome back to Keeper's Retreat. I'm Mr. Ray, and we decided to get together and record some mystery just among us keepers of podcast. I'm going to introduce the rest of my cast, but first of all, I'm Mr. Ray, he, him, but I will be playing many different characters, so pronouns that I'm going to be using will change. I am the keeper for $2 Creature Feature, and you can find us on Twitter at the number $2 Creature.
Sure. Hi, I'm Sero, aka Sero. You can put that either way around. I'm the keeper from Redgate and Wolf, and I will be playing Isabella Price, the Ordained.
Okay, Sean?
Hi, I'm John Odell. You may remember me from such one-shots as Journey to the Wandering Cabin and future one-shots such as The Night Shift and Era of Silence on Beholder to No One. I'm playing Gabriel Hickey, the Chosen.
All right, and Jason, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Jason Myers. I keep for Memester of the Week at MemsterOTW Pod on Twitter. And I'm going to be playing our Hex, Cait McCamel.
Awesome. So our hunters got invited to a mansion for a will reading. And in the will, it said if they could survive the night, they could own the house. And the lawyer who had done the reading, poor Joel Ebb, had went off on his own to take some money out of a safe and got killed for it. And one of the hunters, he did. One of the hunters discovered this happened. They realized that one of the people in their party was not who they said they were. And they were introduced to Arnold Friend, a demon who had informed them that the house had several ghosts in it. And these ghosts were his chosen champions to win the house, and that they were in competition for this house. With that, he had a monster show up. He disappeared, and they fought the ghost. And then they went upstairs to kind of investigate. I believe it was Isabella who discovered the names of the other ghosts, right?
Yep. I have a list. Do you need me to read them out?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, we have Cyrus Grundy, Sarah Blackthorne, Colonel Francis J. Hook, and Baron Ollie Babish.
Yes. So meanwhile,
Babish.
Gabriel got covered in holy water, and Cait did some exploring of her own and discovered in the study that she wasn't alone. Cyrus Grundy went on the attack and she fought while the other two showed up just a little bit after. And together they managed to banish Cyrus Grundy by destroying his anchor, a rope. They did a little more investigating and they went to the library, which is a great place to do investigatory and researchy things. They were haunted by the ghost of Sarah Blackthorne, a 7-year-old girl with braided black hair who sang the Her Song, or The Worms Come In, if you're more familiar with that. Now, who took a knife to the shoulder?
Me.
Yeah. So I thought Isabelle took a knife to the shoulder from Sarah Blackthorne, and the other hunters realized that this was Sarah's anchor, and they promptly destroyed it, causing Sarah to poof and go away. Now, they are down to 2 ghosts left and several unexplored rooms in the house.
I believe that also, maybe it was like a failed use magic roll, but I can't remember who it was, but someone felt like they were being watched by a couple sets of eyes. And there was like one more set than there was supposed to be at the time.
I don't recall that.
I remember that. I just don't remember who.
I don't remember who that happened to. I feel like it was a magical effect, so it probably was Cait.
I think it was Cait too.
Yeah.
That's literally all I fucking do.
Just am magic.
I read good. I magic good. That's it.
Okay, so if I recall, we left off in the library still.
Yes,
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah,
we just burned up the dagger.
Yeah, you just burned up the dagger. So Sarah is gone.
Mm-hmm.
What would you all like to do? You can stay here and try to do a little more investigating, try to get maybe a clue where the other ghosts are or what their anchors might be, or you could just throw caution to the wind. Something I forgot to mention also is that during dinner earlier, Joel quite insistent that, there was nothing in the cellar and that he should be the only one to go down there and look to get wine. So just so you know, there's nothing in the cellar. No reason to go down there.
There's never anything in the cellar. Nothing but fine wine. Isabella.
Hmm?
We had Cyrus and we had the girl.
Mm-hmm.
Who's left?
The Colonel and the Baron.
Colonel and the Baron. Okay. What do we know about them? Have either of you ever heard of these people?
Keeper, have either of us ever heard of these people?
How close were you to your brother?
Well, let's see. I'm probably in my early 40s and he was in his 70s? Probably not close.
Okay. Have either of you spent much time in this house before tonight?
I would say yes.
I would think Cait had been here at least a few times.
I feel like this is where Gabriel goes when he's too laid up to even whip with one hand. He has been literally the meat shield for his old friend.
Oh, okay. Thank you for clarifying. Don't worry, that didn't make it any better.
You might. Yeah, you might be familiar with him. In the ballroom, there's a painting of the Baron Ollie Babish. He was a large, portly man, black hair that had been kind of combed to the side, and he had a big black beard. He would know that he was a former owner of the house. He died, and somebody else got his house.
As things go.
As things go. You might not know any details about how he died, because how often do you look at a painting of somebody in their house and be like, how'd they die? So I don't think logically you would have had that conversation.
We found records here of old journals of housekeepers and things like that, of people talking about the girl that had also lived here previously.
Yes, Sarah Blackthorne.
Okay, so that's two people who lived here previously and now are haunting it. Maybe there are still records here in the library of all of these people.
It's worth a look.
Seems reasonable.
Cait wants to look around and see if she can find any more records in this space.
Okay. Do you want to roll investigative mystery for me?
I would love to.
Awesome. Thank you.
That's a 14, my friend.
Awesome. So investigating mystery, you can hold 2 of the questions for 10 plus. What happened here? What sort of creature is it? What can it do? What can hurt it? Where did it go? What was it going to do? What's being concealed here? Or you can ask me 2 general questions or 1 specific question.
So what Cait is looking for right now is we found these journals previously of the housekeepers that were talking about this murderous little girl. The next logical step is, okay, well, if we have here in the library, we have journals and histories from people who lived here in this house, then maybe we also have histories from the owner, maybe even a personal journal from one of the previous owners, like the Baron. I think what Cait is looking for is any sort of file or journal or even a memoir that had been written by somebody who previously lived here about that involves these ghosts. So that being said, I think my question is, it's either what is being concealed here vis-a-vis the the book or knowledge or whatever history, or what happened here as in that what physically happened to these people, which would be revealed through that method, through paper and writing.
I'm going to ask that you get a little more specific rather than the people. Which of the 2 specific ghosts that you know of that are left, and that is Colonel Hook and Baron Babish.
I think if I had to choose between the 2, I think we can probably find more information on the Baron later, maybe. I'm interested in what's going on with the Colonel.
Okay. What you find out about the Colonel is that he had turned this manor into a training ground while he owned it in the years to prepare for World War I. He used it as sort of a makeshift barrack for his own personal unit. But unfortunately, he was murdered on the grounds. The investigation didn't turn up anything because The men who had murdered him, or rather the other men in his platoon, had all deserted the grounds after he died. And word didn't get out about his death until he was very far along.
Mm.
But they did find him in the conservatory. It looked like somebody may have been trying to bury his body and make some little mulch with it.
Okay. I think Cait picks up this newspaper that she had found and it had these articles in it about this killing that had happened on these grounds.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, "Oh, Isabella, what was the name of the ghost? Colonel Sanders?
Colonel Francis J. Hook, dear.
Francis Jacob. Francis Jacob was murdered here. They found his body in the conservatory."
Oh, did they say what killed him?
Did they say what killed him? Or is that something I can use my hold on?
Yeah, I think you should use your hold on it.
Okay. In that regards, I'll use my other hold for like what happened here vis-a-vis.
Yeah. How'd he
the
die?
murder weapon.
He was shot.
Okay, he was shot. It says here that he died of gun wounds.
Excellent. So probably stands to reason that we need a gun.
We need a gun, and maybe we'll find it in the conservatory if they bother leaving their murder weapons in the same place they died.
Well, they're anchors. They would presumably at least be somewhere in the house.
Yeah.
Gabe gets a look on his face. He holds up his hands. Let me say it, please.
Okay.
And as he has their attention, he goes, "To the conservatory, my friends," in the most Victorian voice he can do.
To the conservatory.
All right, but give me a Victorian voice real quick.
Okay, let me try. "To the conservatory, my friends."
All right.
Have you been imbibing in illegal substances, dear? Did you eat some of the ectoplasm?
Sounds like Wilford Brimley.
Oh, when he exploded, you can't. I was yelling when he exploded, so I don't know.
No, I love it. I'm just picking on you.
No, that's in character. That's in character. He's literally saying he may have swallowed some espresso.
I love it.
Smash cut to the Clue running scene where everybody's running across the building like.
Oh, if we don't do a scene where we're running down the hallway and we go through multiple doors, is it even worth it?
Yeah, right.
I will say Gabriel runs like Shaggy.
Nice.
That
We're
just makes Isabella more thinking that he is probably imbibing in the illegal substances if he's running like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo.
All right. So you run to the conservatory. And the conservatory is a room unlike any in the mansion. The walls and ceilings are glass, looking out into the night. There's a stone path slicing its way through the exotic flora. At the end of the path, there is a single telescope looking into the night sky.
Well, at least it's pointing up and not towards the neighbors.
Right? Well, then, like, the nearest neighbor might be like 2 miles away. It's rather remote grounds.
Yeah, you mean we're more likely to find the teenagers in the woods making out at the local makeout spot than at the next door neighbors.
All right, you bunch of pervs.
Oh, that's being perverted. That's being perverted. After all the things I've heard in this group.
Study up, Ben. Tight lip, straight back. Prepare.
I really like the idea of letting everything that Sarah says slide and then just really coming down hard on Sean.
It's because everyone's used to me by now, surely.
No, your name's Isabella, not Shirley.
There we go. What's your Victor?
I hate it here. Okay, I investigated the last place. It's somebody else's turn.
Oh, can I even investigate? Oh, I've got a +1 in sharp. I guess I
took the initiative first. I'm not gonna solve the whole thing for us. I'm not gonna hog the spotlight.
You're not? Okay, well, I rolled an 8 for investigative mystery, so that's just 1, right?
Yep, you can just hold 1.
Give us that flavor.
So Isabella is she's pulled out her bow staff. She's extended because it's a collapsible one. She's just using it to push the foliage away as she's looking around. She's looking for, hopefully a gun. Could that be under what is concealed here?
Yeah.
Or just what is concealed here? She's just poking around the foliage in the conservatory.
Yeah, so you're poking around, and
yeah, poking.
Yeah, I think you do like find a gun, but it is at the base of this flower. The stem of the flower is green, but it's bulbous. And then it's got a flower at the top that is like a vibrant purple and magenta. And it has a yellow, like, I don't know if this is the right term for it, but it's a little like, it looks like a proboscis or like a,
like a stamen.
Yeah. I failed botany. But yeah, it's just got this yellow, like part of it, like sticking straight out in the center.
Very quickly, Cait like runs up behind Isabella and grabs her arm and says, "Be very, very careful here."
Why? Is it poisonous?
I believe that it will try and eat you.
Oh, boy, where's the boy?
He rubs his face and walks over. It's like,
Be a dear and go get the gun, dear.
I think Gabe looks at this and I want to try something different. I think he has an idea. There's something he could do.
Oh no,
that's a little bit safer than him walking up and trying to take this gun. Because he has
a couple of big steps back and leave him to it.
I'm gonna try to move and try to use my whip to whip the gun away from the base. Like I'm not after hearing it's gonna eat you. Gabe's had that happen too many times. Something trying to eat it.
All right. Roll me act under pressure.
All right, let's do this.
May the dice be ever in your favor.
Nope.
No, what'd you get?
That's a 6.
There you go.
All right.
Someone wants to help out.
I'm just trying to think
so
how I would narratively. Yeah. Do I want
so tempting to just leave you high?
We just like look at each other and go, nah.
All right. If nobody's gonna help out, then so you pull out this whip and you like give it a crack, and it hits the gun and just bounces it away, and you hear a clatter on the ground. This flower shakes, and you feel 3 sharp barbs strike your neck, and you're gonna take 2 harm.
Ignore armor or
ignore armor because they're piercing.
Okay. Oh boy. Okay. I'm 1 away from unstable, guys.
So am I. Well, 2 away from unstable, but anyway.
Also, I want you to give me a sharp roll.
Oh, I'm afraid. All right, here you go. Let's try one more time. Oh, that's
okay.
That's actually good.
So yeah, you feel these barbs in your neck, and you quickly pull them out, and you feel a little groggy, but you feel mostly okay.
Hey guys, I'm why? I feel like part of his face goes a little numb. I mean, he doesn't not enough to.
Yeah, I like that. You start feeling numbness across your body, but like it's not gonna impair you in any way. It's just gonna.
Are you all right, dear? It looks like you're having a stroke.
That's not a numbness.
Right, it's the marijuana, dear.
No. He holds up. He holds up. I feel like he holds up the barbs. No. It's maybe LSD. I don't know what plants naturally make my drug. I'm not a botanist.
And you hear a voice from behind you going, "I cannot believe the sheer cowardice and tomfoolery I see from these recruits. Is this really the best that the United States can give me?"
And the ladies turned around and look at him.
Yeah, you turn around and you see a man in a World War I styled uniform with a big, thick, salt and pepper kind of mustache. His hair is cut really short cropped. He's graying around the temples and the bottom of his crown. But the top of his hair is black or sort of salt and peppery. And he's giving you a stern glare. And he reaches for his sidearm and he says, "I won't stand for this." And he takes a shot at Isabella. Roll act under pressure.
Acting under pressure because I'm trying to get out of the way, or
Yeah, I mean, unless you want to stand there and take it.
do I know if this would be a magical attack since he's dead, or what?
It's not a magical attack.
Okay, so I'll try and get out of pressure. I'm just asking because I have armor under certain conditions.
Ah.
Oh, I rolled a 5.
Oof.
All the ghosts are sticking me.
Yeah, he fires off a shot and it hits your knee, and you take 2 harm.
And I'll yell out, "How dare you hit a sister?"
Well, obviously, if you're here, you're prepared to fight. So, tally-ho. And you see him like reach into his jacket and he pulls out a grenade.
Jesus fucking Christ. I think Cait sees this and has that immediate fight or flight response. You see the tattoo on her wrist glow a little bit, and it is of a little black cat with the tail wrapping all the way around from like one side of the wrist over to the other.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And you see that flash green, and I'm going to use one of my rotes.
All right, what's your rote?
Cat mode.
Crazy cat mode.
So requirements of ruins or symbols written on an engraved surface, the tattoo, an obvious magic word, and on a 10 plus, Cait will take the form of a black cat with a white tuft of fur on its chest. She has the abilities and powers of a cat. On a 7 to 9, she takes on the form, but it's slightly off. And on a fail, the transformation is incomplete.
Okay. Let's see how this works out.
So here's a question. This is a rote, so this would be a plus weird roll, right?
Yes.
Okay. That's what I thought, but I wanted to make sure. And that is a 11 plus 2, 13.
Okay. So yeah, you definitely turn into a cat.
Yeah, so she jumps away and midair is transforming into this black cat with a little white tuft of fur. And she is running for the gun that we saw knocked away earlier.
Yeah, roll me act under pressure.
Okay. Act under pressure is a plus. Cool.
Yeah.
That is a 7.
Okay. We're going to resolve that in a second. Gabriel, do you want to do anything while you see this ghost pulling a grenade out and grabbing the pin with his teeth?
I want to try to use that move again. I think I know how I can use it now without it turning into another move, because I think Gabriel sees this, and seeing this old soldier in the old ways of the U.S., you can only think of one thing. You see him kind of flip over and rip off his shirt. Goes, and he points, and I think underneath his coat he has like a bald eagle T-shirt.
Okay.
And he points at him because I'm doing a big entrance to distract this Confederate soldier. Listen here, man. You're not what America is anymore. America's grown beyond you, and we don't need any of your bull.
He's a World War I soldier.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, it still counts. I mean, they weren't
Yeah, it still
pretty bad back.
He's like standing there, like looking at you, like, what do you mean? And like he's just generally perplexed by this. For Cait, I think, yeah, you get to the gun and you try to, like, whenever you get to it, it goes off unexpectedly.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, so you take 2 harm.
Ooh.
And I'm just gonna give you the worst outcome.
Oh yeah, right. Should I have rolled for that doing the big entrance?
Does it have a?
Yeah, it has a roll. Basically, it's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I apologize. Yes, go ahead.
Sorry about that. Yeah, because it's when you make a showy entrance into a dangerous situation, roll plus cool. Plus 10, everyone stops to watch and listen to you finish your opening speech. On a 7 and 9, you pick one person or monster to stop, watch, and listen. You finish talking. And then on a miss, you mark the biggest threat.
All right, yeah, go ahead and roll that.
Oh, right. Wow.
That's a 12. I think everybody else in the room is perplexed by what Gabriel said. Except for Cait, who, like the gun goes off and everybody still like tried to figure out what Gabriel was talking about.
I feel like Gabriel's still throwing patriotic
patriotic signs and
to confuse this old World War soldier.
Just hit him, dear.
Isabella, would you like to get something off?
Oh,
Like get off an attack.
Yes.
The most unexpected move.
also,
on a
I would
ghost.
like to play the game.
Yes. I will take the bow staff and smack it and I'll aim for the guy's throat because I mean that's going to be distracting, right?
Yeah. Is it magical?
It's technically holy because I did do the holy pray to it earlier.
So go ahead and roll, kick some ass.
I rolled an 11.
Awesome.
And I want to take less. Do I want to take less harm or do I want to just get him to drop the grenade? I would like to take less harm and do 2 harm. 2 harm to him. Do I do extra because it's holy? Hang on. Simply, no, just 2 harm.
Okay.
Smack him in the throat with my bow staff and then leap back.
Okay, so you do how many harm to him? So yeah, you smack him and he just like grits his teeth and it kind of snaps him out of like this where he's so focused on Gabriel. And he grabs his grenade and pulls the pin and just chucks it towards you between you two. And since grenades are an area effect, Isabella and Gabriel are going to take 4 harm.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Are you like dead or are you dying?
Yep, I'm dead.
Wow.
Yep.
But you took less harm, right?
Yeah, 1, 2,
Wait.
3. I'm just dying then.
Yeah, because
Are you at 6 out of 7?
I've got everything highlighted now. If I take 1 less, everything filled in. So that means next injury, I did.
Yeah. Gabriel, were you going to say something?
I'm dying. I'm near dying too. I'm at 2 out of 7. Wait, was that one armor defeating?
No.
Okay, then I'm 3 out of 7, so I'm almost dying, but I am unstable.
Okay, we're at the same spot then.
Yeah. And I think Hook is gonna pull out his revolver again and start making his way towards Isabella and Gabriel. Cait, would the kitty cat like to do something?
Yeah, I do want to say as soon as the gun goes off, it rips through Cait's shoulder and it immediately reverts her back into her human form because I don't want violence against cats.
I appreciate that. Yeah, sorry.
I want to be super clear about that. The cat is not harmed, Cait is, because I'm way more okay with that. She's immediately back in her human form and she has the gun in hand. She sees this grenade goes off and I think she just focuses down and she's going to burn everything into this gun.
Awesome. Yeah. Roll me that spell.
All right. That is a 9 + 2 and 11. And I get 1 forward to use later because of Luck of the Damned. So yeah, I'm going to do 3 harm, ignore armor, magic. And I'm just holding this gun in my hands. And you see this pulse of green energy light all the way up her arms, illuminating every tattoo from underneath her sleeves. And so you see just like these lines of light starting to appear, and then it all coalesces in her hand. And she starts to just pretty much just focus a ball of energy on this gun.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, and like you have like it's almost like a small like sun in the palm of your hands, and it just like melts this gun, and like melted steel just like drips onto the floor as the gun is roasted. And Isabella, you look up and you can see Colonel Hook pulls his gun and points it right at you, and then his body ignites and explodes and he turns into ectoplasm.
Oh, so I get gunked this time.
Yep, you got slimered.
You got slimed.
I got slimed. Great.
Got slimed.
All the kids at home are like, yay! Because Nickelodeon. That's
Do they still do that on Nickelodeon? I haven't seen Nickelodeon in years.
Oh yeah, it's still a mainstay. It's like their signature thing. How are we different from Disney? We have gross stuff.
It's cool.
Yeah, it works.
This is Memester of the Week. we're a Monster of the Week actual play podcast. It goes like this. A reluctant cult member, his stoner roommate, a skeptic YouTuber, and her fake camera person walk into a diner. They then walk out of the diner and drive off to hunt the things that go bump in the night. Inspired by shows like Supernatural, The Adventure Zone, and The Crit Show, join 4 friends as they travel across the country solving supernatural problems and trying not to cause more problems than they solve. If you've ever wondered what it would be like if Scooby-Doo had guns and magic and monsters rather than real estate moguls, this might be for you. Welcome to Memester of the Week.
I think I'm just going to lie here and die.
I think at this point, if anybody looks out the window, you'll see there is a very large black dog staring at you through the night. Like you almost couldn't tell from the beginning because it's night and it's dark. And now that things have kind of calmed down, you see this dog staring right at Isabelle, and it steps through the glass, like almost because it's incorporeal. And with its large feet, it's what's an American pit bull, because those are my favorite dogs. And it pats over to Isabella and starts licking her face. And Isabella, you heal from 2 harm and you become stable.
Oh, this is some kind of dog of healing.
And he looks at you and he just has this big pity grin on his face. I don't know if you've ever seen a pity grin, but it's so adorable.
Yeah. I think Cait wanders over and scratches the pit bull behind its ears.
Yeah.
Says, oh, you're a good boy, aren't you?
Yeah, and whenever you scritch at it, like it feels like a real dog. And his tail just starts wagging away, and he sits there and he's just got a big grin on his face.
Oh, now what's your name? Does he have like a collar or anything like that?
Yeah, the dog has a collar, and it just says Grim, Grimm.
Grim. You were our friend's dog, weren't you?
And he barks like big oof.
Oh, thank you. Good boy.
And Grim goes over to Gabriel and starts giving you licks, and you can heal for 2 harm.
I think Gabriel just kind of smiles, and he's giving him scratches too. Oh, Grim, I missed you, boy. He kind of has a sad smile. Well, actually, that's what I want to ask. Does Gabriel know that that's? I guess my question is: does Gabriel know that they're supposed to be a ghost? Have they met them as a ghost? Since I've established that he's
this is your first time meeting Grim.
Oh, okay.
I think Cait was just assuming that, Lonald, the previous owner, one of Great Spooks and Mysteries. And so it would make sense that Lonald would have a ghost dog.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably also
if not a ghost dog, then he would name his real dog after a black dog.
Yeah.
It sounds very on brand. Honestly, I might do it myself.
I think he's he still be scratching, because I do have under his tags this is a ghost, but also I do have under his tags he is sympathy with the enemy. So in case, even if this turns hostile later, his dog is just so adorable, and he's just giving it scratches. And goes, oh, you're a good ghost, aren't you?
Yeah, Grim's tail is like wagging like crazy.
So wait, is he a ghost dog vis-a-vis like Abby, or is he just like a dog named after a ghost?
He was incorporeal.
He walked through the glass like as if he wasn't there. Yeah,
you're right. You're right.
But he's become solid enough, like if you poke him or scritch him, like you can feel dog hair, you can even smell him. Like for all intents and purposes, this is a dog.
Isabella sneezes.
Does Cait? I was gonna say, does Cait need any healing?
Cait does. Cait would appreciate some healing. I am at 4 out of 7.
Okay, then I think Grim goes over to you and starts like lapping at you as well. So heal 2 harm.
Good boy. And I think I'm going to use magic to try and stabilize myself, if that's all right.
Okay, yeah.
That is an 8.
So on a 7 and 9, you choose a glitch as well as your effect. So the effect is weakened. It's of short duration. You take 1 harm, ignore armor. The magic draws immediate unwelcome detention, or it has a problematic side effect.
Yeah, I want to say effect is weakened and short duration doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
1 harm would be literally pointless.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say it has a problematic side effect.
Okay. So you do this. Where do you put your hand on yourself to heal yourself? Like
On my shoulder where the bullet wound was.
okay. So yeah, that heals up. And then like where it healed up, you see there's a new tattoo there. And it looks like a snake, like it's an infinity symbol of a snake chasing its own tail.
Okay, so an Ouroboros, but with like an 8.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
Infinite Ouroboros. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Now I need you to make a weird roll for me.
Oh, well, I'm good at that.
Right.
I'm good for that. That is a 7. Ooh. Ooh, if it was not for Luck of the Damned, that would have been a failure.
Yeah, you start hearing voices in your head, but it's the voice of a woman. And you get just flashes of a dark room, and you can see a staircase in the dark room. And you see there is like literal prison bars in front of her. And you just see her sobbing, like her face is like in her knees, like she's sitting, but her knees are up and she's crying into him. And you just hear, help me. And then it stops.
Okay, looking back on this vision I had, how alive did that woman look?
She seemed pretty pale, but she had
on
like
a
long
scale of
black hair.
like corporeal to a transparency.
She appeared completely solid.
Okay.
She is not a ghost.
Okay.
If we are getting specific with it.
Oh, Isabella, Gabriel, I think there's somebody else here with us.
Oh, explain your reasoning.
Just now, when I healed myself, I had a vision of a woman who said, "Help me," and she was somewhere with a staircase and bars.
Somewhere with a staircase and bars. Well, where would my brother keep staircases and bars?
It was somewhere dark. I assume maybe the cellar.
That makes perfect sense. Now, I'm wondering if he was the one who put her there.
Well, that's
And if
actually
he was, maybe we shouldn't be helping this woman.
I would like to cast the bones.
Okay.
So once per mystery, I can perform some kind of divination to glean information about the future. When I do it, I roll plus sharp. On a 10, I hold 2. 7 and 9, I hold 1. On a miss, I get some information, but it's not what I want to hear. And I can spend the hold 1 for 1 on any question from Investigate the Mystery. Or I can also ask, what can I gain from this person, place, thing, or creature? And who has touched this person, place, thing, or creature before me?
All right. Yeah, cast those bones.
With what Cait does, she reaches into her sleeve and she pulls out a deck of mismatched tarot cards.
You say mismatched, are like the different kinds of tarot cards, or is there like an Uno card mixed in there? Or
yeah, like there's a Yu-Gi-Oh card.
Yeah.
There's a Red Eyes Black Dragon.
There's a Magic the Gathering, which is kind of fitting if you really think about it.
There's a Black Lotus card. Shout outs to our Magic the Gathering fans out there.
Yes.
I'm gonna cast the bones. That is a 14.
Okay.
There we go.
So yeah, you get your 10 plus effect.
Okay. So with that, in regards to the vision that I just had, what is being concealed here? Thinking back over what I just saw, if I was to like look at it and if you were able to like video edit a memory, like upping the contrast of the room and everything, and like turning on heat sensing, and just what would I be able to glean from what I just saw if I was able to pour over it in more detail.
I like it. So yeah, you start pouring over it more directly, or at least I want to say this is kind of like your own magic working with this vision that came to you.
Mm-hmm.
And so it allows you to kind of look more focused. And you notice around her ankles and her wrists are cuffs that have etching in it. You would even recognize the runic etching as containment runes. So the way this works is it builds up the strength of the material they're etched on. So if you were to hold a supernatural creature, you would use these. And the bars seem like they're overkill.
Okay. And with that knowledge, now that I know that, okay, this is somebody being contained by a spell, so it has to be a creature, what sort of creature is it?
Let me go ahead and read the cellar description for you. Dark and dreary, the cellar has several wine bottles in set cases. In the far end of the room, there is a single cell with a woman staring at you. Her eyes are dark with a distant light, as if a candle in the darkness was staring back at you. This woman is a vampire. Shout out to Midnight Mass for their awesome vampire eyes.
There we go. There we go. I think anyone who would be looking at Cait right now when she is kind of poring over her deck of tarot cards, she shuffles and she pulls the Empress upside down, and then she pulls a Yu-Gi-Oh card, mirror wall. Nice. And then like in the center, she pulls a Magic the Gathering card that's Vampire of the Dire Moon face up. And she's like, oh, I see. And as she's going through this idea and like working through this vision, you see the new tattoo of that infinite Ouroboros glowing green. Yeah. It appears that our captive is a vampire.
Well, I'm not surprised then. I did say if she's in a cellar in my brother's home, it's likely there was a reason for her to be put there.
Maybe. I feel like we will have to go there eventually, but at least now we know what's waiting for us.
Grim just barks enthusiastically.
I wonder what the lawyer thought about her being there then.
He was paid off with whatever he could get. I don't think he really cared.
I think Gabriel just kind of shudders, and I hope that's the case. Maybe you don't think he expected us to survive the night, so maybe he had plans to come back later. But I don't want to think about that.
Did we decide where we want to go next?
We were talking about going to the ballroom.
Ballroom.
Yeah.
All right.
We were talking about wandering down the halls. Yeah, give us some flavor as we move through the house.
The walls are kind of a dark wood, maybe mahogany. Even like if you're an eagle eye carpentry nut or tree nut, you might recognize some balsa wood, just like really dark flavored, dark colored walls. And you see paintings of previous owners, people that you didn't know. Some people you did recognize, such as Sarah Blackthorne, in a painting with her parents. The floors themselves are orange, and they have like kind of yellow borders. So it gives it a really odd optical illusion, like almost like it's almost like Cubert, where you're like going up steps, but you're not really, you're just walking across a flat floor.
Interesting. So is this like I know this is a weird question. So the floor is wood, but it's also orange and yellow?
It's more of a tile, but it's a very like odd and unique form of tile that you've never been exposed to. The walls and such have kind of artworky designs in wood paneling, and that paneling seems like it's, either a mahogany or a balsa wood. I really hope I'm saying the right kind of wood. But yeah, you're just going down. There are like rugs, like just they're like long stretches of rug, and then you have like a few feet that don't have rugs, and then you're onto a new one. It doesn't have traditional lighting either. It's not electrified. It's all candle lights, and the candles are lit, and you aren't sure if that was just Joel being preppy or if there is some supernatural force doing that for you.
Yeah, or if this demon is just a dramatic bitch.
I mean, when you put it like that, it's a 98%. The demon's just being a dramatic bitch. So
He's 100% that bitch.
yes, just took a
Love
DNA test, and he's 100%. Yeah,
Very cool. I'm getting big The Shining vibes. Love it.
definitely. Yeah, and Grimm's just padding along beside you as if, nothing in the world is wrong with, or that could ever bother Grimm.
Yeah. Every couple of feet, Cait stops and like scratches his head.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he loves it. Cait's already going down as a great person in his book.
I've realized something, and I'm not sure if Gabe has the smarts to realize something.
Oh?
I'm going to roll on it.
Okay. Yeah.
I've
roll some sharp.
Yeah. Because I just realized we've taken down 3 ghosts so far.
Mm-hmm.
And then this dog showed up and started to heal us, and it's named Grim.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he probably doesn't know that, because my thought process is we're palling around with the Grim Reaper guys right now. That's my base theory. That's my game theory.
It's your game theory. Are you calling it now? Calling that shot?
But remember, guys, it's just a theory.
All right. So you enter into the ballroom, which is at the front of the building. The ballroom is a large open room adorned with orange carpets and tan walls with deep brown curtains. There's a grand piano sitting in the corner, and above it, above a fireplace, you see the looming portrait of Ollie, quote unquote, the Baron Babish. And he is wearing a formal black tie suit. And as I said, he's got black hair that's combed to the side, but you can see like it's got florals on the end as if he had very wavy hair that he just couldn't keep under control. And he's got a big, deep black beard. All right. So what do you want to do?
Should we investigate a mystery?
Yeah, you can investigate a mystery. You can do whatever you want. Or at least you can try.
We can certainly try.
Certainly try whatever you like.
I believe in you, dear.
Mm-hmm. That makes 2 of us. Oh, an 8, a mixed success.
All right. On a mixed success, you hold 1.
What is being concealed here? As we poke around.
Yeah,
behind the curtains and the piano.
I think as you're poking around and looking around at things, you hear Grimm start to growl, and you turn around and you see the Baron is standing there in the center of the room, quietly watching you all. He is still in the formal black tie suit, only you notice that on the white chest part is stained with pea green vomit. And he is a large, hefty man, as I said before. And he's watching you. His eyes are kind of sunken in, but he is see-through as a normal ghost.
Very cool. I think Cait turns around and notices him and says, Oh, sir, wonderful of you to join us. Tell us, how did you die?
Are you standing at the front or in front of or behind Babish, the Baron?
Is he in the middle
I would
of the room?
say probably in front of.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, and he is standing in the middle of the room. You ask that question, he's like, oh. And he turns his head and he points to the back of his head. And you can see it looks concaved as if somebody attacked him with something very blunt from behind. He smiles and he says, so I've heard in passing that you all think you're going to be the next ones to take over this house. First bit of advice, don't sleep with the maids, especially if you're married. Wives don't tend to take too favorably to that.
We look at Gabe.
Take notes, Gabriel.
When do I have time to sleep with anyone? Now, how 1990s of you to assume that I sleep with people?
Grimm just barks in agreement. Let me say next, welcome to the house. It's not exactly what it was. The last guy didn't really like to serve parties or anything. He was a bit of a shut-in. In my day, I loved doing parties and getting people in here and, breathing as much life into this place as I could.
Sleeping with the maids, it seems.
I mean, I slept with everybody. Let's be honest. Having lots of money can afford that. You'd be surprised at the interest people take into you whenever you have a bulge in your wallet.
Yes, the wallet. Definitely the wallet. I'll shoot him. Oh, 7.
All right.
This is going to hurt.
7 and 9, you do damage to each other. So yeah, you fire a gun at him and you see him wince as he stumbles back, and he gives you a stern look for a moment, but he doesn't retaliate. He's like, look, I got this house from my mom's brother, Colonel Hook. I never wanted to be a part of it. Whenever I got it, they told me all about the machine and the weapon that it could be used for. Look, that's not me. And I just got up here because I've been a ghost for so long and I just wanted somebody to talk to. Like, Karloff wouldn't talk to me at all. And the afterlife is kind of dead, if you catch my meaning. So
no maids to bone. I understand.
I understand, dear. Now, wait. You said something about a machine.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Look, this house, you may have been told that it was over a pit of hell or something like that, which is, I guess it's true. I haven't seen it. I don't know, but people who are smarter about it than me seem to think so. So I'm inclined to think so. But the guy who came in here after me, Karloff, I watch him study and do all sorts of things. And he discovered that this house can be used as a weapon. Yeah, sure, it can be used as an apocalypse gate. And it can be one of the seals to kick open the apocalypse. That's kind of why he was really insistent on finding people. That's why he tracked down people like you, because he wanted to make sure that the house didn't fall into the wrong hands, which
And the seal didn't get broken.
Exactly. So my motives as far in this is hell for somebody like me is this afterlife of being a ghost, of living and breathing in a normal world and not being able to interact or to feel the wind blow or, to smell somebody else. It's hell is nothing. It's doing nothing. It's being involved in nothing. And I want out. He points to a candelabra that's sitting on the grand piano. And he's like, if you want to know what the murder weapon was, it was that. They killed me with the candlestick. So if you want to destroy that, send me on my way. That's good. I don't know what the rules are to this whole contest or whatever, but he holds up his hands and he says, I give up. I surrender. You've bested me. I mean, this nun with a gun shot me. So I give up.
I'd like to use my alternate weird move and use sensitive, because I don't think Gabe, this is too easy. I think there's something he's not telling us is going to happen once he's down. I want to open my brain to the psychic environment and see if I pick up anything important.
Okay. Are you trying to sense lies around you?
I guess I'm trying to read his mind, because it's one of the things I get on a 10 plus is I can overhear a thought.
Okay. You got a 5.
Well, on a miss, your brain makes contact with something dangerous.
Okay.
I have ideas.
You feel you're focusing on trying to read this ghost's mind, because that's mostly what they are, is pure psychic energy and, whatever the soul constitutes to. But instead, you pick up a much stronger force in the room, and you're instantly filled with images of just the most horrific deaths you could possibly imagine. You just see like the despair in their eyes and the terror in those last moments and the inevitable question of why. What was it all about? And when you start to regain your focus to figure out where this source is coming from, it's not from the Baron, it's actually from Grimm. And the dog looks at you and just kind of tilts his head and, flops his ears.
But this is how I see Gabe right now. He's just kind of freaking out, shaking, eyes kind of like blinking alternatively.
Yeah, that's definitely what you're...
Maybe throwing up some of the ectoplasm he actually ate earlier.
Bruh.
Yeah, that's what Barrett says. He just looks at me, he's like, bro, the carpet. While Gabriel's trying to clear his head and formulate words, does anybody else want to do anything?
Yeah, I want to ask now, dear, I know you might want to maybe move on, but you could also, if we take control of this house, then we can invite people over and you can help us entertain our guests. Would you like something like that?
Yeah, the Baron's kind of staring off as he listens to that, and he smirks a little and he chuckles and he's like, that would be wonderful.
But you'd have to agree to keep your bulge in your wallet.
Yeah, I don't think that'll be a problem. Unless you know some sexy single specter ladies or gents. I'm not picky like some people.
Sexy single specters in your area.
Yeah. He holds up a hand and he's like, I solemnly swear to mind my manners in the afterlife. Most of them. And he looks at the camera and winks.
I think that's good and proper then. Now, you were our last champion. So where do we go to collect our reward?
You start hearing the chiming of a grandfather clock in the hallway. As it strikes midnight, the fireplace suddenly starts in the room, and stepping out of the Baron's portrait is Arnold Friend.
Yes, Mr. Fiend. Good to see you.
I'm just an old friend, not a fiend.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks at the Baron and he just waves his hand and he says, "Be gone." And Babish disappears into kind of like ghostly smoke and just dissipates. Well, unfortunately, you all have failed. And his hand lights up and a fireball appears. I'm still alive and kicking. And then you hear this weird, sickening bone cracking. And Grim starts shapeshifting. Instead of becoming human, Grim just has on a dark hooded robe. You hear a voice say, "That's quite enough. You know the rules." And Arnold takes a bow and he says, "Oh, Grim, fancy seeing you here. Well, I mean, I knew you were supposed to be refereeing, but you did cheat." And Grim just shrugs their shoulders and they say, "It's my right to choose a favor, especially in matters such as this. So to quote yourself, be gone." And Arnold dissipates into kind of reddish smoke. The hooded figure looks towards you all. You can't see a face in the shadow. "Well, you have won the contest of champions, but there was a rule that seems to have been left out. In order to protect this house and to keep it what it is, you were not allowed to leave. Unless you can entice someone to take this burden for you, to be a sort of a vessel. While the rights remain to you, and if you die, then the contest begins again, but the vessel can stand here as steward in your place."
Does the vessel have to be living?
If Grim had lips, they would be smiling. "So you've already figured that part out. No, you can be undead. That's what Karloff did. In the cellar, there is a woman who has been trapped there for quite some time. Almost 65 years, I'd say. Lonald made her his vessel, his steward, and kept her contained here. So if you choose to, and it doesn't have to be tonight, but if you ever get stir crazy, you could pass it on to her if you wish, or you could bear this for your existence." And Grim kind of puts their hands together in the robe hands. "Is there anything else you'll be needing?"
Oh, where's Baron?
"Oh,
Baron's around. All you need to do is rub the candelabra, kind of like a lamp.
I'm not doing that. Baron, get your ass out here.
Baron appears, and he's like, "Yeah, it was worth a shot."
Now, Baron, we asked you if you wanted to stick around. Would you be willing to be a vessel and protect this place for us?
Yeah. The Baron looks to Grim, and he says, is that possible? And Grim's quiet for a moment, and he's like,
We've never had anybody go for that approach, but yes, I think that should work just fine.
the Baron's ghostly figure lights up, and he turns from kind of a ghoulish green to a almost illuminated silver. And Grim's like,
well, if there's nothing else, I will take my leave. But I would advise doing something with your guest in the cellar.
I planned on that.
She's quite irritable.
and unless anybody wants to stop them, Grim's going to disappear.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Grim.
Likewise, see you soon.
And Grim's just gone like that.
See you soon? That's not ominous at all.
The Grim Reaper has a sense of humor.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I think everyone was like, ah,
Are you still coughing up ectoplasm, dear?
I read his mind. We don't want to meet that guy. We don't want to meet Grim again. Ah.
The Baron says, a cup full of bacon grease will solve that problem.
Of course you would know that.
Hangover, right?
Right.
Did you want to do a scene in the cellar to finish things up?
Yeah, I wanted to make my way down to the cellar with Baron.
Okay. Yeah, you see the scene I described earlier with the woman inside of the cell. She's looking at you as you walk in.
Yeah, we open the door and walk down the stairs, and Cait just chimes up. So we are the new champions of this house, and Baron here is the new master of this house. And you don't have to be here any longer.
Good, then let me out.
No. We do need to make sure. Have you been fed recently?
No, I haven't been fed in 50 years.
I'm very sorry for that. Let's get you properly taken care of so you don't maim us, okay?
Shot her with my holy weapon
Yeah, roll kick some ass.
as I came down behind them. 7.
I don't think she can harm you back. So how much harm does your gun do?
2, and it's holy.
Yeah, I'm going to say probably in a weakened state. And given the fact that it's a holy gun, she just comes down the stairs and you hear the boom, boom. And the vampire screams and then just like Buffy style, like turns into a pillar of flame and just dusts away.
Problem solved, dear. Now let's go get drunk and smoke some cigars.
Gabriel looks on sad from the top. He's always wanted to fight a vampire with his chain whip. That's what everyone always asks if he's a vampire hunter when he meets them.
I think after Cait hears the gunfire and sees this woman who is defenseless crumple into dust, you just see her fist clench, and I'm going to use magic.
Oh no.
Okay.
That exchange of harm.
Yeah, that is an 8. And so I'm going to trap a specific person for a short duration. And so we see Isabella get thrown up against the wall in a crucifix. And Cait gets incredibly close to her face and says, "If you do that again near me, you'll die like your savior did." And she just leaves.
This has been Keeper's Retreat. I appreciate you, listening to our House on Haunted Hill Clue ghost story-esque story. I've been your keeper, Mr. Ray.
Yeah, so I was Jason. I still am Jason. I keep for Memester of the Week. You can check us out on Twitter at MemsterOTWPod. And thanks for having us.
I'm Sarah. I was Isabella, and I'm from Redgate and Wolf. You can find us on redgateandwolf.com or at your favorite pod listening app.
I'm Sean. I produce Dungeons and Pop, and I play and I edit. I do a little bit of everything over there. I think everyone in this call has been in a Dungeons and Pop game since Sero. So I just got to find the right one to interest her to come on the show.
That'll be it for us for the Keeper's Retreat. So thanks for stopping by and listening. Bye.
Bye.
Y'all come back now here.
I would love to build a hex one time that just like uses the alternative weird moves.
That would be very weird.
Yeah, it'd be so hard to do anything.
I don't know because like this is us getting into a metagame conversation.
I'm sorry. Yeah, we're theory.
We need to play the fucking game. So we're in the library.
Yeah, that's our next podcast that we're going to start up. It's a theory crafting for Monster of the Week, where we just talk about the characters we want to build and never play.
Oh man,
excuse me. Some of us play them.
Niche podcast within a podcast.
We have a segment that we actually that works for that. If you guys want to just come on Dungeons and Pop and Theory Craft.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Sounds fun.